So Detroit will get the first possession. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Detroit, they've got Dumars. Hill out there with Dennis Rodman. Then it's Thomas. And it's Lanier in at the center position. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. To the paint. Here's Johnson. Kicks to O'Neal. Rebound, Detroit.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately, they came up empty.
Here's Thomas. Sinks that one from the post.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up.
Here's Johnson. Isaiah Thomas picking up that last basket. Johnson left side. Tries from 16. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Here's Thomas, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Shaq.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. He possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
And both free throws good for Thomas. And here is Los Angeles now. 4-point game. Thomas against Johnson. Ball's knocked loose. And now the fast break. Hill with the ball.
There's not much that Hill does not do well. He does a bunch of good things, including spotting the open man and getting the ball to him right away.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Back to Johnson. Bryant has the open look. Rodman with the rebound.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Now here's Dumars. Following the miss by Kobe Bryant. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas gets room off the pick. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
And it's good for 2.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Yeah, you know, it's early for sure, but still, they're flat out owning this team right now.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there, just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Chamberlain's checked in for O'Neal. Worthy comes in for Abdul-Jabbar. And it's Baylor in for Johnson. Now, here's Baylor. West with the ball. Phillips picks him up defensively. Will it go? That shot off. The Pistons go the other way with it. Passes it to Stackhouse. Wallace the screen. Stackhouse the pass to Wallace. And stolen by Chamberlain. Up the floor. And it's sent back by Wallace.
And this is why Wallace is an elite-level defender, has a great sense of timing for when to rise up and contest shots.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Byron Scott, he's checked in for Kobe. And it's Goodrich in for West. Lakers trail by 10. Worthy against Rodman. Worthy kicks to Goodrich. There's the pick. Teardrop shot, and it's good on the way in. Goodrich has got his first points of the night.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Goodrich against Thomas. Here's Wallace. A second chance effort. Some solid defense from Chamberlain. The Lakers trail. Inside. And there's Worthy on the assist by Scott.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
19 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Bing. The pass to Lambier. To the inside. Wallace dishes to Hamilton. To the left side wing. Here's Bing. And so it's the Detroit Pistons with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Yeah, nice beginning so far. This is how you play out of the gate.
Here are the five Detroit has to start the second quarter. They've got Lambier. Ball is out there with Jerry Stackhouse. Then there's Richard Hamilton, and it's Bing in at the one spot. Here's Baylor. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Baylor's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Lakers. Wallace the screen. Pass to Hamilton. Wallace with the screen on Scott. Hamilton buries it from three-point range.
Nothing more enjoyable than watching Hamilton work off the screen. Really excellent at creating space for himself so he can rise and fire.
Now here's Worthy. There's the screen. Down low. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Elgin Baylor.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Scott, good.
Boy, Byron Scott knows how to get the ball in the basket, folks. He's a good scorer and really makes an impact on offense.
Here's Stackhouse. It's rebounded by Baylor.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Worthy. Now a timeout called by Detroit. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. The Pistons on offense. They've led by as much as 10. To the wing on the left. Lanier, the pass to DeBusschere. Thomas against Johnson. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. The Pistons shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Thomas. Lakers trail by 3. Outside, Kobe. Back to West. To the middle. It's tipped. Stolen by DeBusschere. Thomas against Johnson. Dumars kicks to Thomas. The shot off that time. Good D by Johnson. 1:39 left in the first half. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Good on the shot.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
The Pistons leading. DeBusschere with a screen on Johnson. Thomas. That one a little long.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and That's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Now, here is Dumars. Jerry West unable to get his shot to go. The shot's good from DeBusschere. DeBusschere's got his first bucket of the night. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Detroit.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, adding on to that, they've done a great job of challenging and changing shots in this first half, and they've gotten some blocks as well.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Detroit making a switch here. .50 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Johnson now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Phillips, no good. Here's Los Angeles now. They trail by 1. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About 1/7 of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Hill dishes to Drummond. Ryan against Hill. Here's Drummond. The layup off target. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, looking at the Lakers. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
They did some good things, but the defense could have been much better. They allowed too many open looks, allowed the other team to make over half the shots. Some of that is not getting enough pressure on the ball, not really contesting at the rim. They look good, but not good enough.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. It's been quite a game so far for Isaiah Thomas.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
Kobe is out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then it's O'Neal. Then it's Johnson. And it's West in at the 2 spot. That's the Laker 5.
And Johnson is an elite talent, a special talent. A very unique point guard with amazing size, about 6'9". He can flat out take over games because he virtually can play every position.
And then Johnson with the dunk.
Yeah, you know, Johnson plays with such confidence and effervescence in the open floor. You never know what he's going to do, but most of the time, he makes a good decision.
Here's Thomas, and the jam by Isaiah Thomas.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when the team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
He kicks it to Dumars. Pass to Rodman. Plays it up and banks it in.
And Rodman, a solid inside scorer, picks his spots well and uses his body well, too.
To the paint, a steal. Thomas against Johnson. Thomas passes to Hill. And Hill throws it down.
Yeah, that says it all right there. Grant Hill finishing the drive with some thunder. When he's moving at full speed, boy, it looks like he can fly.
Abdul-Jabbar the screen. O'Neal a screen on Thomas. Here's Johnson. Misses off the left iron. Here's Hill. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Hill's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Johnson kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Outside for Kobe. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. So both teams changing it up here. Puts it up off the inbound, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Here's Bing. He's guarded by Johnson, and that one's good. Bing.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And that one, good. Johnson's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Bing, the pass to Rodman. Here's Lanier. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Lanier's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Lakers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls for Johnson. And Johnson drops them both.
You know, he's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Detroit making a switch here. Wallace is checked in.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Johnson dishes to Baylor. Back to Johnson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Johnson's got 10 points now just in this quarter. Here are the Pistons with the ball. Johnson against Billups. Here's Lambier, rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Here's Baylor. The Lakers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent. Yeah, one more make would have been nice, but they do walk away with the lead.
Back to the action after this word. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. DeBusschere is out there with Jerry Stackhouse. Then there's Richard Hamilton. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Billups in at the point guard. Here's Worthy. Detroit with the rebound. The Pistons trailer. Hamilton kicks to Billups. DeBusschere against Gasol. DeBusschere passes to Billups. Here's Stackhouse. Worthy defending. Jumper off the screen. Nice touch on the bank shot. Stackhouse has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Pistons. Timeout called the Lakers.
Start it.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Lakers coach talk to his team. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
The Lakers trail. Here's Bryant, and finish off by Bryant.
Bryant skying high to slam it home. Always looking to stuff with style.
Lets it go. They get it again. Abdul-Jabbar. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Los Angeles.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
On the wing, Wallace. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
West is checked in for Los Angeles. Thomas with the steal. And now the Pistons, fast break. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
Boy, Dumars is the whole package. Joe is the epitome, I think, of the combo guard. A terrific scorer who also plays lockdown defense, takes pride in both ends of the floor.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of one thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
The free throw drops for West.
And you look at all the things this man brings to the game. The focus, the resolve, a winner's mindset. I mean, there's a reason why they call him the logo.
Pass to Rodman. It's stolen by Abdul-Jabbar. Shaq kicks it to West. Inside. And it's sent back by Walsh. And he gets it back. They get it back. O'Neal. Missed it. Even after all those chances. Here's Dumars. Detroit, no good that time either.
You must make that one. Even with the defense present, these are shots you have to finish.
Lakers leading by 4. Johnson against Thomas. Shoots from 12. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Yeah, and you know, Johnson gets it done anywhere on the floor, Kevin, as a scorer. I mean, but he's especially potent from the mid-range area.
A slam dunk by Thomas.
And that's the baby-faced assassin. Thomas, he'll smile at you, and then he'll cut your legs out from under you.
And there's the pass to Kobe. And it's sent back by Wallace. Thomas passes to Dumas. That three off the mark. Guys, they're holding on to the slimmest of leads.
Yeah, and you can't afford to let that thing get any slimmer.
Johnson kicks to Bryant, and that's an intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
And Bryant is the total platinum level package. A lethal shooter, an exceptional defender, a flat-out assassin on offense, and most importantly, this guy's a leader, too.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And the word you got to use is explosive out there when talking about Grant Hill. He's one of those guys who doesn't wait for the game to come to him.
He goes out and just makes things happen.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Baylor's checked in. Sinks that one from the post. Baylor's got the lead up to 6 now for the Lakers.
Well, you know, Kevin, because the defense pays so much attention to West, his teammates can find a lot of open spaces.
Snatched up. Here's Lanier. The shot, no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. And so they foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, it would take a miracle for them to come back in my mind, like Tracy McGrady against the Spurs type of heroics. A lot of points in a little bit of time.
Just a tremendous all-around player. Dumars at times showing us the deep range.
And now we've got the intentional foul. Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're behind by 7. 16 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
Well, Greg, this one's clearly over. This is done. But hopefully they can find some momentum to carry into the next game.
$16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Laces one from 3.
And Billups, a remarkable shooter in his own right, especially from distance now, has a really fluid shooting motion. Big shot. Chauncey.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws. I tell you what, that's a clutch moment for him right there, delivering at a big time in this game.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trail by 6. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul make things interesting.
Yeah, but they need some help. They're going to need some help any way you look at it. I mean, they're hoping for some missed free throws at the other end.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. For the 3. Trifecta!
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
And knocking down a bunch of them, too. Outstanding shooting in this fourth quarter.
Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
And, you know, when you look at Byron Scott and then add in the way he plays, really a pure shooting guard in every sense.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this